The regular Eveleth City Council meeting scheduled for 5 p.m. May 3rd will now come to order. Roll call. Rousey?
Here.
Koivunen?
Here.
Purpich?
Here.
Lillis?
Here.
All accounted for. Approval of minutes, City Council meeting April 5th, and approval of City Council workshop minutes April 20th. Anybody have any questions or changes, additions? If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve these two items.
So moved. Support.
Motion made by Purpich, support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item D, approval of tonight's agenda. There's two items under new business, item 2 and item 3. I would like to table until I meet with Jackie, talk about those contracts for this. If you have to change something or tweak them a little bit. If no one has any objection.
And I would add too, Mayor, when you have that discussion, I wonder if you might consider asking if they would be so kind as to provide the council with some information on what's been done to date for us.
That's kind of what I was looking for. Maybe we need a little more dialogue and stuff, because there's lots of stuff now going on, a lot of questions, people asking about that land we cleared, and now you're gonna have that place in front of the daycare, that's ours.
Yep.
On that frontage road. So we're gonna have a lot of things going on.
Yeah, and I told Jackie I'd like her to make sure that they fix that because they had overweighted trucks on that parking lot there and it's all ripped up.
Oh, did you see it?
It's terrible.
I couldn't believe how bad it
They
was.
must be fixing that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really bad.
We will be meeting with them in, next Monday.
Okay,
They're planning on fixing it, so.
okay.
If no one else has any comments or changes, I'm gonna call for a motion and we approve tonight's agenda with these two omissions.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. We have no appointments or presentations. Item F, the consent agenda. Approval of payroll, March 16th through the 31st. Approval of payroll, April 1st through the 15th, and approval of claims for April. Anybody have any questions or changes? If not, call for a motion and we approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion made by Purpich, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. No public hearings, no unfinished business. We'll get down to new business. Item number 1, quotations for 2022 curb and sidewalk replacement. Jerry, what do you got for us here? Looks like only one bidder.
Yeah, I sent out 2 bids like I always do, and we only got one back this year. Prices went up a little bit, not a whole lot, so I would recommend going with 3D concrete if you want to move forward.
You know, I just had one question that Jim had mentioned, the library steps are getting, probably look like they should need some maintenance. Can they do this, or do we have to bid that separately? What do you think?
That would have to be bid under a different sidewalk.
Okay.
Well, they usually honor the prices that they put in this bid. They honor those for other projects throughout the year, usually. So we could talk to them and see what it would take to do those steps. I know they've patched them over the years, but they just got worse and worse now.
Well, I guess we have to take a look. Maybe they got to be replaced. I don't know. I mean, that's
Yeah,
only
if
so
council
much.
wants to move forward with that, we can look at that, get some
Yeah, I
prices
think
on
it
it.
looks, somebody could fall, hurt themselves, trip.
Are those original
something.
steps? And I hate to have anyone
Probably
kind of
original
water
steps. Yeah.
go through that bottom, maybe towards the basement.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
getting wider and wider, that gap, so,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
should.
we should have it looked at.
yeah, we can get a price on it and bring it back.
Okay, and we'll just treat this quote here separate from that. Anybody have any questions from Jerry on the bid from 3D Concrete Construction? If not, I'll call for a motion that we accept this quotation.
So
Motion made by Koivunen, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. We'll jump to item 4 here. Cooperative agreement between St. Louis County and the city of Eveleth to evaluate the need and feasibility of a trail alignment to connect the urban areas of Eveleth to the Rock Ridge School campus. I think that study, what was our portion, 15,000, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kicked in on that. They're looking at a number of different ways, bridge across the highway, tunnels under the highway, or maybe bridge and a tunnel for ATVs. So it's a real worthwhile project, and I think we can, because we're part financing this project, you know, it's worth us to take a real big part in deciding what happens there. But if no one has any questions on that agreement, not call for a motion that we accept this.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey, we have a support.
I'll support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item number 5, hourly retainer fee agreement to the city of Eveleth and Hessen and McClaskey, public attorneys. This, basically, they deal with environmental things. We got that old city dump where the new road is gonna go through the school and connect to 44th station. I don't know what's left in that old dump. I don't think they ever moved anything. They just covered it up, didn't they?
Yeah, it's all, who knows what they're gonna find on there?
Oh, a lot of antiques,
Oh, yeah.
artifacts.
A lot of stuff.
Anybody have any questions on that? Cause Jack, you want to get some professional representation there, and I could see that with a lot of issues you ran into there.
Better to leave it to people that know what they're doing.
Exactly, that's what they're there for. Solve the problems before they become problems. If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve this hourly free retainer agreement.
So moved.
Motion made by Purpich, we have a support.
Support. Stereo.
Support by Lillis. Brian, do you support
Coivinon.
that? Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item 6, resolution on LGA formula update and 90 million appropriation increase. This is basically the letter of support for the legislatures that we do agree, the League of Minnesota Cities sent around. If somebody wants to give us some extra money, who are we to say no?
Absolutely.
Well, they seem to have a lot of it flying around, so.
A lot of suggestions on how they want to spend it.
Yeah. Well, that's for sure.
Well, we should be giving her back to the communities one way or another like this, you know.
I agree.
Yep.
That's where it came from. Anybody have any questions on that resolution? It's kind of one that's going to every city. If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve this resolution.
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen. Do you have a support?
Support.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item number 7, resolution authorizing the city of Eveleth to make application to and accept funds from the IRRB Residential Redevelopment Grant Program. Looks like demo work. Are they doing that the very big way yet, the IRRB?
I don't think their season has started yet, but
But I don't know, were they kind of backing out of that, or?
No, I don't think they're backing out. I'm hoping that they'll accept a few more around town.
There's a few more that could come down.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Well, the county's got 4.
I know that one that we boarded up and it's gonna come down, the neighbors are gonna have a party. That
You
goes
mean the
down.
one on McKinley there?
McKinley,
yeah.
At the end? Oh, do we get the okay to knock it down?
I got a feeling we're gonna.
I'd like to knock it down and worry about it later, cause no one's gonna put a claim to that thing
No.
after what was going on in that place.
There's a lot of fertilized dirt there. That's about the nicest way to say it.
Oh, I felt bad for the people in that neighborhood,
Sure.
what they had to put up with, what went on there.
Yeah.
It's just terrible, absolutely terrible.
That basement.
We gotta get, you know, I thought we already approved that, or we didn't get the okay from the attorney, or
I
what?
guess the problem, they're working on somebody so we can get a title to that property.
That was
But
for Sailor.
Yeah, and he's still trying to deal with him. I just knock it down, so it's out of there, and worry about the title later. You know what I mean, that's,
Well, wasn't that what, our attorney was working on?
Yeah.
Condemnation.
he should be pretty well done with, and with that new zoning ordinance we've
Yeah.
got about rental property. They have to conform to certain safety and health standards if
Yeah.
there are minors in there. Well, nothing else? Any more questions? I'll call for a motion that we approve this resolution.
So moved.
Motion made by Purpich, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Rosie. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. That takes care of new business for tonight. And anybody have any committee reports or council presentations?
Mayor, we met with the athletic director, Jerry and I and Jackie, to find out where the programs are gonna eventually end up. It sounds like they pretty much are gonna take care of the baseball and hockey for right now. Right now that, Jerry, they're gonna do some tennis.
Yeah, some tennis, the hockey, it will be joined with Virginia.
Right.
Hockey, so the school won't have anything to do with that, but they'll be taking all the summer sports
Yeah.
and combining those.
They'll be taking over the basketball in the winter, and, yeah, they got, the guy we had, Boyd Carlblum, be taking care of the softball.
Yeah, he's doing the younger kids.
He's gonna be working over there, so that's a plus. They're gonna use our ball field, so, the way it sounds, so, and then the community ed, you know, and the baseball and everything, they're gonna use our ball fields and stuff. We talked about the hip. It's not pretty as far as, you know, the city of Eveleth is concerned, as far as them using it. They're saying they're gonna get 11 games or 12 games or whatever between the girls and the boys over there. I don't know what else we can do, you know, with Title IX. The girls have to have the same things as the boys as far as sports goes, and with the hockey being played over in the new building in Virginia, you know, they want to stay there, so. Personally, I talked to the former coach, and he said that the girls he would prefer to be at the hip, but that's not gonna work.
Well, I don't know, because they both have the same size rinks, right? And you got the same type of facilities you can use. The only difference is one building's newer than the other, and that really has no bearing on, you know, quality or anything.
Yeah, well, you know, the locker rooms and stuff like that have to be equal now too, you know, so. They have the girls and the boys over there as the high school teams, you know, there's gonna be 4 locker rooms. Probably even more when you count the B squads and so forth. The players will keep all their gear there, so they're not gonna be transferring from one place to the other every night, you know, take the stuff out of their locker, put it in the bag and bring it to school and then come down to the hips. I don't see that happening.
I just don't like it because something could have been done where they could have used some of Eveleth's ice. I mean, it's just leaves a bad taste in my mouth personally.
Well, that hockey association's gonna use it. There's no way that they can do all those games and,
I know the hip is gonna be busy, probably, youth hockey, you know, Pee Wee's banters, which is that kind of stuff. And that's where you make the hockey players at that age. And that's what the Hippodrome always did. It made hockey players. So, you know, I mean, it's a new facility. Everybody's in a panic. How are you gonna try to make it cash flow or break even? Because maybe it was overbuilt, I don't know. You know, for the area, it's hard to say. Because the population ain't going up. You know, it's going down.
I can't see them operating there at the building over there at a profit with just the amount of money they're charging to play over there.
And the staffing costs, you know, big facility like that, multi-purpose, you know, the staffing costs are.
So
I don't know either.
I don't agree with what they're doing, but
You know, you just gotta see how it shakes out.
Well, the Hippodrome has been there for many, many years, long before we got here, and it'll be there long when we're gone, so.
well, that's the thing though. But the
Grass
city,
isn't always greener.
the city has to, you know, maintain the building and keep it up, and we have to have people there utilizing it as much as we can possibly get them in there. So it's a great facility to play in. You know, ice is better, so
Well,
at least from what I hear.
the whole thing with that building, you know, when you had to compete with the high school, you cut yourself out a lot of opportunities. You know, when you open it up more, you're probably gonna see a lot of different things come up to do there that you never would have had before.
I know the youth hockey was always looking for ice time.
Yeah.
For, especially for training. You know, they were shipping kids over to White Lakes to train over there, or practice over there, and so it might free up a little bit more time in that respect.
I think I'm not too concerned about it, because I think you're gonna see it being used. You know, the operating costs of that Hippodrome, you know, are far less than a lot of equivalent auditoriums like that. I think we'll be all right there, but you know, you talk about rec departments, when we grew up, the city had its own rec department. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think every town had their own.
Yeah.
As far as maintaining the ball fields and stuff in Eveleth, I think those are our guys who do that, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think once the dust settles here and there's a little kind of a order to things, because there's so much going on all at once. You know, and you're hearing so many rumors and talk, you know, on the street. People aren't getting all the facts and things like that. Once things start moving forward and you see what happens, then you can tweak it and fine tune it when you see where some shortcomings are.
But that's the only committee meeting I have. So.
Okay. Brian, do you have anything?
No, we're kind of in between meetings. We've got a EDA meeting Thursday. The HRA meeting was canceled this month. Public safety is kind of in a holding pattern until we get the applications in for the new employee trying to fill the police position. So that's pretty much all I have.
Johnny, you have anything?
We listed that.
Joe, you got anything?
I think the golf course is gonna plan on opening up this weekend, am I right, John?
We're hoping for Saturday, yeah.
Hopefully for Saturday, and get out and golf, everybody. And I haven't heard too much rumbling about the prices out there. I think everybody just wants to get out there.
Yeah, and they only went up slightly, so I mean,
Yeah.
we're still lower than most golf courses.
Yep, so,
I haven't heard anybody.
no, me neither. So if you're not doing anything, come on out and golf.
Jerry, how's the water levels out there, St. Mary's Lake?
They're doing good. I got a permit this winter to open up the aqueduct just through the winter
Oh,
to get the
okay.
lakes back up a little bit, because
Yeah.
Ely Lake is always bringing water in. And we got them to normal levels right now, and we shut it the other day, so. We
Oh,
can't
okay.
open it in the summer with no ice unless we do a lot of remodeling, but
Yeah.
if this works out, this is actually better to open up in the winter and not worry about it in the summer, you know? So that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, because maybe we won't have as dry a summer as last year, get some rain.
Yep, and we saw how low we could get before we had to start really being concerned. And we weren't at that super concerned point yet, so. And we got lower than I think it's ever been for years, so. So we learned a lot by last summer getting it that low.
When you say we're at the normal, and then we talked about this before, that this is the low normal, not the high normal? Or?
What was that last summer?
No.
Oh, right now, it's at the low normal. But it's at a good normal. I have to shut it at certain levels when it gets to certain levels, Ely Lake and St. Mary's, and we're at that level right now that I have to shut. And with the ice going out, I would have had to shut it anyway, so.
Right.
But it's in good shape right now.
Good.
No, I didn't have too much as far as meetings. We had the airport, but I'm just gonna, you're missing a lot of opportunities out there, and I'm gonna bring it up to our Virginia counterparts. Maybe we should look at making that main runway 5,000 feet again. I think it was a mistake to shorten it, because you got some of the air carriers, you're getting bigger planes, things like that. We're missing out on some business opportunity and an alternative for them.
He's got it all cleaned up out there. Looks really nice.
Yeah,
Walked through everything and,
Brian?
yeah,
yeah, that's, I'm gonna bring that up and see what the rest, of course, you're on the commission too.
yeah.
And see what they think, cause, start the process going.
We hit, I'm glad you brought that up because we went through the airport last week. We had a meeting with Babigier.
Yeah, they're one.
And if the runway was a little longer, we'd have no question here. You know, I mean,
They're a big customer of UPS and they like using
Yes.
that. And when they shorten that runway, I don't know what the thinking was there. You eliminate one runway and you shorten that one. You know, you're coming in with a little bigger plane and people don't get smaller planes, they get bigger ones,
yes,
like they do for commercial use. And now when you come in there, you gotta watch your weight and landing distances, and if the weather's windy and different things. So I'm gonna make that,
I think that's a good idea.
I'm gonna address the whole commission on that. Maybe we should start the process of lengthening that thing again, since we only have one main runway. It's, you know, it's kind of sad. I think we lost one runway and chopped that one off, 1,000 feet off of that. Because, you know, you get some old guys flying in there and stuff like that, it gets a little scary. We don't have that extra 1,000 feet
Or a
to
new,
land on.
or a new person.
Yeah,
New person.
New flyer.
You would think as a general rule that as far as runways go, that to have too much is better than not having enough,
Yep, exactly.
you know?
Makes you a little nervous when you're looking at it and see what it used to be and what it was, but that's basically all I have. And there's gonna be a meeting, is that down at Boomtown, Steph, with MnDOT and is it Friday at 11 o'clock about the entrance, you know. They're gonna explain how they wanna do it and get the input from the businesses there. If anybody wants to go, I'm gonna go there. To be there, they asked. See what's going on, if there's any alternatives and what they think they need to keep, you know, the traffic there and the businesses, so. There are some questions to ask, so I won't be down there for that meeting if anybody else wants to go. I think that's about all we have, other than the school. Is it grand opening tomorrow night, 5 o'clock?
Gotta be.
Is it tours going there, tours going through there too?
I didn't hear anything about tours, but you would figure they'd open it up for everybody.
Yeah, that's gonna be, that's a big deal, you know. But that's all I got. Chief, you got anything? Jerry?
I just wanted to bring you up to date on something. I went to a pre-construction meeting with the county and the construction people that are going to be doing the construction this summer on Roosevelt, and they gave us some timelines. They're going to be starting on Roosevelt first, and that will start the week of May 22nd, and they anticipating that being completely done towards the end of July, the last week of July. Then they'll head down to Douglas, and that's a little bigger of a project, but So they're gonna start removals early July, right after July 4th. And that should be completely done, looks like towards the end of September. That's their anticipated times. So they'll do Roosevelt first. They're gonna send out notices to all the residents, try to make it so people that have garages some people have garages between Pierce and Jones. They'll try to keep it accessible as much as they can. You know, there'll be times that they can't. And I talked to a few of those people already, they're okay with that, so. But that's the times that they figure, so Roosevelt first, starting in May 22nd, and Douglas in early July.
Are we doing infrastructure on Douglas too?
Yeah,
Okay.
everything, we're doing water, sewer, and storm sewer.
There's some stuff down on Shackleton. There's something going on down there.
That's that culvert we're looking at?
Yeah.
That culvert's separating, so someday we're gonna have to really look at that and try to get that lowered. But it really takes a lot to dig that out because that's a trout stream going through there. So everything we do there, takes a long time to get.
I got a few bitches about it because they hit it with their cars, and I said, I don't know what we can do. We put blacktop there to try.
You mean that's
It
the
just
one,
keeps coming up.
that's one by Northside Park?
Yeah, keeps coming up.
I know there's a few sections of that concrete
Yeah.
pipe that are separating, so the pavement is falling in those cracks.
That's always been a problem.
So
Yeah.
we dug that out today, dug the top of that off and kind of fixed the top of that pipe and put some blacktop over it. It's just a temporary fix, but it's something we're gonna have to look into because that is a speed bump.
Oh, it's terrible.
I wonder if you could put one of those oblong kind of culverts in, Al, you know, they're more
Yep.
rectangular, maybe that'd be better than a round one?
Yeah, they have arch pipe and stuff like that, that will give you a little more clearance, and I think that, I think that's the pipe I'm thinking of. There's just no cover over the top of it.
Yeah,
Probably within a foot of the bit or surface, and you're gonna see a lot of free, it's always gonna crack.
yep.
It's gonna reflect right up, and you can see some differential movement and stuff there, but yeah, an arch pipe or something that will allow more, dirt space above the actual pipe, would actually help a little bit there. But I don't believe there is enough elevation to completely get it where.
No, I don't think there is either.
Road was brought up higher, which can't really do that there. If there's houses and stuff, you will not too far from there too, so you gotta maintain access to what's there.
Yeah, because I grew up down that area there, and it always was an issue. Because when you get them heavy rains, all you see how that park floods. Even after they modified the creek channel, it's better. It drains faster, but it floods pretty quick. What, did you say trout stream?
It's a designated trout
Who said,
stream.
who designated that?
The state.
Trout
So that's,
stream?
that's why we have so much trouble doing anything there.
I grew up there. There ain't been a fish
So
in
did I,
that
and I've
creek
never seen
forever.
I've never seen a trout.
I'd like to know,
I wish there was.
I'd like to know who saw trout in there, what they were drinking that day when they were looking in that creek.
They didn't say what kind of trout.
No wonder we get all this trouble. Trout stream, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's true.
Man, I'll tell you, I don't know.
Chokes.
Ellen, you got anything for us?
Jerry kind of beat me to the punch
Oh.
on that, I have to say so.
That's good.
I'll do that, Mayor, thank you.
Weren't you expecting about a 15-page report on police chief's,
The weekend he had?
It was good training.
good,
I enjoyed it.
good.
Steph, you got anything to add? Well, that's about sums it up. Anyone from the audience like to address the council? If not, then I'll adjourn the meeting.